Welcome to Empower with Umazi, and in this episode, I have one of my closest family member, a friend, a sister. So I don't want to say much about her because she's here with us, and I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name is Jessica Mbori from Mombasa, and I'm an interior designer. I'm happy to be here with you, Umazi Esther.
Thank you. And thank you for jumping into this, by the way. Like, it was a short notice, and within, like, in your busy schedule, you still got the time to join us. So this means a lot to us, to my guests, and everyone watching this show.
Yeah, anytime, anything about women empowering, I'm in. Count me in anytime.
Yeah, just to jump into it, like, tell us how was it like growing up, and how did you get to where you are? Because I know you're doing amazing, as you mentioned, you are an interior designer. I have looked up to your pages, like it's growing day by day. I can see the progress, and I don't even want this question. So how did you get there? Like, well, how
You? Hey. Now, I'm a fourth born in a family of 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only imagine. The men come first. Like, I have 3 elder brothers. Yeah. And then I'm the girl. And then the rest that follows are also girls. Mm-hmm. So you can only imagine growing up with men. That thing only made me a fighter because I was being bullied. Said to be strong. To set an example for my younger sisters.
Right.
I guess I developed some sort of a strong character out of that. Mm-hmm. And then I went to school. My primary school was in Baptist Kembeni. Mm-hmm. Then I went to high school, Coast Girls. Mm-hmm. And then I went to JQuat. I studied business development. From there, nakwambia kazi kutafuta. You know, Kenya.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, nakwambia we looked for work. Now, back in the day, we used to do promotions for Nivea, hair, darling hair. Also, and then that was the time M-Pesa now was coming through. So my first job ever was as an M-Pesa lady. You know how they say M-Pesa ladies have some certain eyebrows and looks? But I was a confident. So imagine from that I was being paid 4,000 shillings monthly, and I was very okay with it. Like, that was good for me. From there, I met a lady. Mm-hmm. She used to own a shop. I think she was a wholesaler for the darling hair. Mm-hmm. So I used to deposit money, large sum, in my M-Pesa shop. Mm-hmm. Now she told me, "Hey, you're such a pretty lady. What are you doing here? You do want to like improve yourself and whatnot?" I was like, "Yeah, who wouldn't want to?"
I know, like, especially at that age, like anything, I'm just jumping into it.
Yes. So she was like, "I have a friend who has an office. He's an engineer. He's looking for a receptionist." I was like, "Count me in. How much are they paying?" Yeah. Like, I'll give his number, talk to him, and then you negotiate. Like, something I know I'm really good at, negotiating.
That's your expertise.
In my expertise, yeah. So now she gave me the number. I called him. Yeah. I was like, "I was given your number by so and so. She said you're looking for a receptionist. So here I am. My name is Jessica." Mm-hmm. "Oh, Jessica, okay. I'm out of town, but when I come back, I'll call you." Mm-hmm. Then I knew immediately that thing is, dead. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, maybe he's looking for an excuse.
Yeah, because that's not. You're back.
Yes. So I said, "You know what? I want to. I'll call, because if he's an engineer, I know I'll get a good pay. Not like the 4K. But you see, the 4K, I was still living at home. Yeah. So the 4K, it was for my, clothes, shoes, nothing. Yeah, and I think I really wanted to help at home because at that time we were going through something. Yani, we were going through, hey, I can't even say.
Mm-hmm.
So now, luckily, the guy called me. He told me, now I'm back. Can you come for an interview? I said, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I went. I went to the interview. Hapo, ilikuwa inaitwa nini? Canon Towers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the hours.
Yes, I went to the interview and immediately I left there with a job.
Wow.
He told me, like, how much are you looking to be paid? I was like, hey, sasa mimi hata sijui. 4K was already enough with me. Now,
how much
much?
I say?
Hey, I said, 15K. He said, done. I was like, did I even ask for my worth, really? I should have 25. I should have said 30. I said 15 and he said, done.
Wow.
So, like, I went back home happy. I got a job. Now I'm being paid 15,000. That was a lot of money then.
Which year was that?
That was in 2012?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I said, what? I'm doing really good. So yeah, from there I worked with engineers. So the office had engineers, architects, contractors, interior designers. So my passion developed from there. Yes. Now I had an interest for architecture. I would sit and learn how they do it. I remember this one architect called Ishmael, but unfortunately he passed.
Oh.
But he really, really encouraged me into that path. He was like, come here, I teach you how to draw. Come here, I teach you how to, do proper measurements of a building, a house, how to start basic drawings here and there. So I was really grateful for him because of that, I joined a school for interior design. Saizi inaitwa Mombasa University. It was Polytechnic.
Oh, Mombasa Polytechnic. Polytechnic, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a course for 3 months. Interior design. Yeah, so I got all the basic information that I needed, and then with the help of Ishmael and the rest of the engineers in the office, I was really good. They even told me, hey, Maze, you are so good. Because me, I'm quick in learning. Yeah, so now, but unfortunately after that, I got a job.
So now, you left that part?
Yes, I left Mombasa. I came to Nairobi because I got a job with an IC bank. Something to do with my course. Yeah. But I was not happy there. I was not happy because that wasn't my passion at all.
Yeah.
Then from my NIC, I got a job with the East African community. So I moved to Tanzania.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I stayed there for like, I think 3 years, then came back. Now there was no growth. Then I came back to Nairobi in 2017. So when I was here now, I got a bit depressed, I would say, because now I was a bit stagnant. Yeah. As now, where do I move? How do I move from here? Like, I really want to make something out of myself. And even, there's that pressure of age. Yes. Like, I'm this old. Yeah. What am I doing really? Nothing is really satisfying. Yeah, because despite me getting good bucks from my previous job, but I wasn't feeling the growth. And by there, I felt like I'm not a person to be employed. Like I've never felt satisfied with employment. Yeah, so now I was just sitting and wondering, what will I be doing? I tried cooking. I tried to even had my own page on Instagram for cooking.
I remember that part.
So, yeah, I started cooking. I started delivering food in offices, and it was doing well, but not well.
Yeah.
They like always something missing.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been something missing in my life when I was doing that,
Yeah.
when I was delivering food. And then I one day I sat and asked myself, like, what is really my passion? Because I'd totally forgotten about the interior designing
Because
and
you're trying to chase this something that is
yeah,
really new, but you can't really figure out what is it that
exactly, exactly. So now, one day I was inviting my friends. Now
Mhm.
I was like, I haven't done housewarming, and I came back from TZ. Let
Yeah.
me just a housewarming in my house. I invited my friends to come over. At
Yeah.
least we have like a nice dinner, and we catch up, and love
Mhm.
to gift to a housewarming. And when they came, everyone was like, "Hey, Jess, your house.
Yeah.
What? Did this yourself? You designed this yourself?" Because I had some very weird seats.
Yeah.
I went to the fundi and I told the fundi, please design this for me. At that
Yeah.
time, I don't remember if I was into Pinterest. It's just an imagination of, if I can think of it, I know a fundi, I can explain to a fundi and they can do it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
So they was like, hey, your house is so nice. Unasema ni mtu una job. Sijui
Mhm.
nini. Hapana, hii si nyumba ya hustler. And I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. Then I remember in 2018, I think in 2018 is when I got pregnant with my first daughter, my first kid.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I arranged my house, still the same thing. Like, your house is nice, nini, nini. So you know what? I need to pursue this thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
maybe I have a certificate for
Mhm.
interior designing.
What am
I
I
need,
doing with it?
yeah, what am I doing with it?
Right.
Yeah, so I said, let me see how I can pursue this.
Mm.
So now I started researching, on the internet, nini, because you also need to brush your skills
Mm-hmm.
again. It's
Mm-hmm.
been like what? How many years?
Yeah. You've not done anything. You're just doing things for yourself that people
Yeah.
admire, but you haven't like put the thoughts and effort to it to like say, this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So now I started doing my research. I came across this page of this lady,
Mm-hmm.
and and she's my mentor to date. I
Wow.
Yes, I really I appreciate her, and I really adore her because she really removed some specks out of my eye.
True.
The interior design I knew back then
Mm-hmm.
was totally a different thing from
Mm-hmm.
now. What I didn't know is interior designing is something that you have to keep on updating yourself. It's like a software. You have
Right.
to, yeah, you have to keep updating.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is really happening, what is the trend, you
Uh-huh.
know
What is the new thing? I was talking to my friend the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I want to do. I think she wants to do supplies or something." And he's like,
yeah,
"I told her you have to be like on at par with what is like in thing because the
yeah,
back stuff that people used to admire, it's no longer the thing right now. So like
no,
people
it's
change.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that. So you keep on updating yourself, you
Mhm.
keep on researching, because you can't just like say, this is the thing going on, I'll stick with it till forever. It can't be like that.
Yeah.
You'll be outdated very fast.
Yeah, wow, that's very key. Like that's important to note as well.
Yeah,
So just to take you back a little bit. So
yeah,
when I like I come from a big family myself, and
yeah,
I'm like a middle child, like literally the middle child. The people that people forget about the middle child, but
yeah,
like so many, like you're saying, you're growing with boys, and we're Africans. There's like cultural expectations, there's community expectations, there's peer pressure. Like, how did you manage to keep yourself grounded and to like just follow what your heart is telling you, because many a times that as young women we tend to like fall into that peer pressure, to the community pressure, to expectations of everyone else, and like at this age I have to be this, I have to be this, I have to be this, or I need to follow what everyone is expecting of me. So how did you manage to keep yourself grounded and just follow what your heart is telling you?
Esther, I think maybe my brothers used to call me kichwa ngumu. Because of anything else. It's because I knew what I wanted. I think that has been in me ever since I was born. And my mom wouldn't understand why I'm like that. But and this is something my daughter has inherited from me.
Well, it's a good thing.
I was like, oh, now this is how my mom used to feel.
They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, it does not. It's actually really there. So me, I think I believe I am kichwangumu from Kitambo, but it's not a bad thing to think about it. I wasn't rebellious. I was just standing my ground. Like being raised by boys, and back then they used to believe like a lady's place is in the kitchen. Like we mbona hujaosha vyombo? Unafanya nini hapa sitting room ukioch TV na vyombo hazijaoshwa? Oh, mbona hujapika? Oh, mbona wewe ni mvivu? Like excuse me, you also have hands. You can get to the kitchen and cook if you're really hungry. You can also wash wash the utensils if you think the kitchen is really dirty and it's disturbing or disrupting your peace. So I think I really stood my grounds from a really at a young age. I really knew what I wanted. Yeah, so in terms of cultural and expectations, I think as we were raised in Christianity. Most of the times we used to go to church. We were expected to be in church. We even joined groups of choirs and drum club, things of such. So they also shaped us into what we are today, because I'll tell you for sure, we without God, I don't think I'll be where I am today.
That's
and do my first ever interview with you.
I'm truly honored, Jessica. I'm really honored to have you on this show. So
I'm honored too. Yeah. So yeah, also living in Christianity, inakufanya uepukane na a lot of unnecessary things.
True. You become grounded.
Yeah, you become grounded. I think Christianity really grounded us, me, to be specific, into living in a certain way and to know where I want to go in life.
So in terms of like, you mentioned a mentor, and which is very important. Like I talk about this every time I have an interview, whether I'm interviewing somebody or somebody's interviewing me, I always mention the importance of having a mentor, the importance of like not cutting bridges, like taking, every time you meet someone, every time you start a job somewhere, you never know, that could be like your destiny helper or pusher or something like that. So so tell me about like someone who, because you have this lady that you still connect with, but who are these people that also like keep you pushing yourself? They help you push yourself and you're looking up to them and things like that. They help you even in your career as a businesswoman.
Oh, my mentor was her name is Christine. She's not in the country right now.
Flowers. We're giving her flowers.
Yeah, I'm giving you your flowers, Christine. So she's a strong lady and a lady of character. Like her love of interior design and how she articulates herself, how she embraces her journey was enough for me to say, you know what, this is really empowering for me to follow my dream. Because it's in interior designing that I find peace. When I decorate my house, when I design something. I can even go to a computer and I design for you a kitchen from scratch.
Whoa! Wow, that's really
I can
nice.
design a house from scratch and
Wow.
tell you now this is your luxury home, Esther.
Right, right. I'll come to you. I told you. I'm just waiting.
Yes, in God's time.
Yeah, in God's time. I'm just waiting on God's time. But yeah, I always admire your work. Truly, like honestly.
Yeah, so like with Chris, she was doing some classes. So I said, you know what, I'm going to join because I'm a bit rusty and I also want to know what's going on in this side of uh side of town, interior design. Yeah. So I joined the classes and it was I said like it was something that I needed to do. Like if I didn't do that, I don't think if I would have pursued my career right now. And by then I moved from being an interior designer, now I'm a contractor.
Wow, look at the growth. Look, tell
I
me more
know
about that. Like tell me more about like your business as an interior designer and how you've moved now to being a contractor. How has that journey been? Tell us a little bit about that.
it has not been easy because of my gender. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah.
It has been what very very hard,
Yeah.
but right now I thank God I'm stable, and people the men in that industry respect me
Yeah.
because of Jangumu.
Yeah.
So I did interior designing. I designed homes. And I said it's not enough for me. Like I can actually design a house from scratch and give it to a client, get paid for just designing. I can also supervise. If I can design a house from scratch. I can also supervise for ground. So I I had to upgrade my company for NCA approval. That is the National Construction Authority. I had to get a license for my company to be able to be a contractor on site.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so time aki nakwambia nilimaliza mwaka mzima sijaitwa job ya contract.
Wow, it's challenging because people already. And I wanted us to mention that, especially like women entrepreneur, women who are in this career that are men dominated. People just tend to look at you and like, "I, mwanamke hawezi fanya hii kazi." Like, I better be a man contractor, then they'll be able. So like,
Yeah.
it's important to mention like you just have to be there, believe yourself, and be patient. Because 1 year, mtu ungekuwa umeshasema this is not for me. Like
Exactly. In fact, you can really give up very fast if that wasn't your calling. But you see, it's my calling and it's my passion. And it's my company. I'm not employed. So I have to make it work no matter what.
Right.
No matter what, Esther. So now nimemaliza mwaka mzima na NCA license, now I have to renew it and pay for it again.
Wow.
You see, NCA ziko na level. Kuna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the starting point, as you have said. Ukifika level 1, then now where you can handle like billions and billions of projects.
Okay.
Billions worth of projects.
We are claiming that in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yes.
Mimi niliambiwa ya chini ya 6. Mwaka mzima I didn't get anything. And then now the second year I was like, I can't be paying for something. Now I'm getting money out of my company that is never going back. So I have to do something. So it's just a matter of strategizing, going back to the drawing book.
Yeah.
After panga here and there, and now now what can I improve? Who can I interact with? Kufika penye wewe unataka kufika, because in this life, as much as you have passion, as much as you have the ability to do something, you can never do it alone.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to have people who can push you to the next level.
Yeah, networking is important.
Yeah. Networking is important. Esther, huwezi keti useme, you see, you have your podcast.
Yes.
for this thing you're interviewing us, you
Yeah.
can't do it alone. You can't be interviewing yourself.
Of
You
course,
have
yeah.
people.
I have to reach out to people and bring them on
Yeah,
board, collaborate, network. Yeah, so like there's nothing bad with like reaching out and network. Na hiyo inaitwa kujituma, like you push yourself, you go to where the work is and reach out and source for people. Market yourself out there so that they can see your work.
yeah. So now that's so I went back to where it all started.
Uh-huh.
Canon.
Oh, the same place. Look at yeah.
Yeah. Now I started engaging with the people I knew back then. Some of them no longer work there. Hata walisha move wakaenda kwa offices zingine. So I
Yeah.
engaged those people. I was like, this and this is happening, and I've decided to take this path. They were so happy for me. And you know what? From there, I got connections. Sasa. My friend is doing this. Able talk to this engineer, talk to this architect, put your heads together, see what you can do together. So that is what made it all happen, and now we are here.
Wow, this is really good. Like the growth and the pushing, like unajituma and you're not giving up, and the importance of also not burning bridges, because you can imagine mahali ulitoka, if you had like left with
Yes,
bitterness or with bad records, then you wouldn't even have the courage to go back to that.
very, very true.
Even if
Yeah.
you never burn bridges, because you never know. So
Never,
how is it balancing your life as a mom, as a sister, as an entrepreneur? How do you find the balance? Because most of the people that are trying to do business, and sometimes it can even be small businesses, but now there's
never.
so much expectation that, oh my god, I just got a baby, oh my god, I just got married, I have to keep my house in order, I have to put this business on hold, not
Yeah.
remembering that this is what you need to also nurture for it to feed into your life, right? So how do you find that um, the
Yeah.
balancing point?
So balancing was a struggle for me at first when I started my business. My business is called JBS
Yeah.
Interiors. So it was really hard for me to balance because now this is like another baby. I already have my firstborn.
Yes.
Now my company is also like a baby. I'm nurturing it into
Mhm.
something. So when I began getting these businesses, it
Mhm.
takes a long time. It's a one-man show. Back
Mhm.
then, I didn't have an assistant. I didn't
Mhm.
have the who to design.
Mhm.
It was just me. I was the designer. I was the assistant. I was the calendar. I was
Yes.
I was everything.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a lot on somebody's on just one plate. That's like a
Yeah,
really
and also here I have to be a wife, I have to be a mother, I have
yes.
to run my household. So it was a bit
And you
difficult. In
have
fact,
siblings who also like look up to you.
exactly, exactly. So now you see, it was just it was close to impossible. Sometimes I would break down at night. I was like, is this what is this I've gotten myself into? Like I can't handle this and this. But I'll tell you one thing. It's important to have if you're a married woman, it's important to have a very supportive partner,
Partner.
because yes, at the end of the day
Mm-hmm.
ni nyinyi mutaketi, ni kama unaharibu ama unajenga.
Yes, yes. And at that point, it's only one pocket, because you are trying to market and build your business, and now it's
Yes,
only the partner who is supposed to provide for everything. So, like, if
exactly.
somebody is not supportive, we'll be like, "Ay, wewe kama haiwezi," like it can be really tough, right?
Yeah, tough. But I have a very supportive husband. So
Mhm.
he really supported me. He was even the one who looked for assistants for me. I was
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
my company can't handle salaries at the moment.
Yeah.
Akaniambia, you know what, don't worry. We
Mhm.
will work this through. You settle on the hard parts. I
Mhm.
love Mimi, I will settle on the monthly bills.
Nice. Nice. Wow.
I think, oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So,
Yeah. So
with all that like stress, when like we are trying to balance and everything, and you're saying like sometimes you find yourself even you're breaking down. So how do you manage to take care of yourself and say this is now is my time for me to like give myself some self care and mentally recharge so I can continue to pursue? What do you do to recharge yourself like mentally?
let me just go back kidogo.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was hard. Esther used to do the knotless braids. When I say I'm doing the knotless braids today,
Mm-hmm.
today is when?
Today,
14th.
yeah, 15th.
Nakwambia, Esther, I will come with those braids for almost 2 months. Nafanya tu gel huku mbele because I don't even have time to take care of myself
Yeah.
and go to this spa salon and do what. I was looking like, hey, is this person running a business? Ama the business is running her? Because I was looking rough. But eventually I nilijita mkutano, I think. Nikajiambia, you know what? I also have to take care of my health,
Yes.
mental state,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also good in doing whatever I'm doing at the moment.
Right.
So with hapo ndo sasa my hubby brought in the assistant because sasa I was looking like, hey, huyu msichana
Yeah, yeah,
atachini.
she's losing.
Yeah, running a business is not easy.
I can.
So
Yeah.
at that time, even me, it has to come from within. Like, you
Yeah.
know what? Endi
Yeah.
mahali. Can also take care of myself because I wanted to be there pleasing the client.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, client, I'm saying, I will please you. You want this, I'll get you directly.
Yeah.
So I learned also kuna modules of how you handle the business. If
Mm-hmm.
the client says, this is what I want, you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to run, like leave everything
Yeah. Yeah.
and do.
Yeah.
So you do it at your own pace and also in due time
Mm-hmm.
with the client. So msikose.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now, we mentioned like you have social media pages for your businesses, and we're going to be sharing your businesses so channels so that if someone wants to reach out to you, like they can reach out to you either through your number or social media pages. How do you use also like your social media or where you are to empower the young girls or any woman out there who is feeling like, oh, that is not for me, those are for men, and you're in a I'll say you're in a space where like I mean construction and designing, like a lot of people look up to contractors who is a man, but like you're there showing, you know what, I am a woman and I can do it, so you also can do it. So how do you use that your channels to like empower other women?
I have my platform on Instagram, JBS Interiors.
Okay.
Um, I show myself, if you've realized, I show myself in the videos. I also show myself doing the hard task, like
Wale wanabiashara nasema no, 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 I don't want to be associated with that.
kugongelea madini nails,
Yeah,
everything. I up
yeah.
there proving to other women like this is not only a man's job. If
True.
you have the passion, hakuna story yao my nails will break ama nini.
Yeah,
You just get your hands dirty.
that's
It's
exactly.
business, you want to grow, and you're not shy to say
Mm-hmm.
like hivi sisi ndo tuko na
Sisi ndo
hivi ndo
tuko.
tuko.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And we are delivering.
I'm not afraid to get down and dirty. Unajua, when I started this, some of my friends are like, hey, wewe ni ule like when you akata misumeno hapo hivyo na mambao. Naambia, hey, sasa utafanyaje? This is my passion and I'm showing it to you. Like, you know what? I am not ashamed to,
Mm-hmm.
to,
For my work.
yes. I
Yeah.
can supervise. I can also get down and dirty. It's not just job of looking pretty.
I love that. I love
At
that.
the outcome after that, unajiambia yenyewe, she was right to do that.
Yeah, and even yourself, like you look at your work and you're like, wow, this is me. Like you admire even your work. Because a lot of young, I don't know, what wanasema wanaitwa Gen Z.
And
Like
see, yeah.
yeah, they have a part that I really admire, because most of them wanajituma. And what I say is, it's not about employment. It's not about
Yeah.
like, go and go back and get hired and that's it. So most
Yeah.
of the young folks out there, they're like really pushing themselves, doing what they really like, whether it's traveling, whether it's showcasing their life. I admire that about them. But also there's this other group that, they just look at social media, and social media is really amazing and beautiful, because you
Mm.
can use it to like do a lot of constructive thing. But again, it also, it can be 100, it can go 100 south, or it can rebuild like a whole community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some young folks can just look at you and be like, oh my God, I just want to be like Jessica where she is, but they don't know the behind the scenes. So I love the fact that you show every bit of your work, and even
Yeah.
like getting yourself dirty to just do it.
Yeah.
Great role. What is your vision, or how do you see the next generation of women, and how can you encourage them? Like just a word of encouragement to young girls out there.
First, let me say my vision for my company.
Mhm.
My vision for my company at the moment is to have an all-rounded, you know, the company itself. I want it to be women's only company,
Wow,
because
I love that.
yes, as we speak, I have women
Love
fundis.
that. Yeah.
I
Wow.
have women pastors. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I love
have.
it. Yeah.
Yes, so that is my vision for my company, because I'm one for women empowerment,
True.
like 100%. That
Yeah.
has always been my goal since high school. In high school I used to sell zinaitwa nini ututu ball pens.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and then my friends would come and say, "Hey, wazee, bwana to employ kwa biashara yako." You know, that's like, "Hey, come,
Love
kiuza
yourself.
na unapata 5 bob." You know.
Yeah. You started at a very young age.
At a very young age. So now that is my vision for my company. At the moment, yes, I do work with engineers, men engineers, and contractors. But I want that to change in the future, and I believe there are women who are out there who are as the men I'm working with in those sector. Ambao watu wanasema these are only for men. So
Yes.
that's what I'm looking
Oh,
for my company.
amen to
Yes.
that. Amen to that. It's going to grow. Like it's going to grow, and you're going to get there, because I have seen it, especially in this like developed world or
Yeah.
country. I see that a lot. I was watching this lady who started her own
Or real estate.
yes, so she has her own real estate. And she was like, I'm only employing black women. Like, this is just a black women thing. And I was like, wow, look at that. So when you mentioned that, I'm just like, go, girl, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all for women right now,
Yeah.
because I think we've been put down in a lot of things, and we've been missing so many opportunities, because we are meant to think like this certain thing belongs to
Man.
the males,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
But we are here to say no, and
Yeah.
we want to put I want to put myself out there as an example.
So thank you
Like,
for doing that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this is like it inspires. You're already inspiring a lot of women out there, a lot of either young women or even older women who someone probably had that passion about, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. Like, we have to break that like norm of like these are for men and these are for women. I mean, encourage everyone who is able to do it,
yeah.
right?
That's the kichwangumu I was talking about.
And I
It's
love that.
what I want. You cannot sway my idea into
Yeah,
your way of thinking. Yes,
yeah.
like this is what I want, and I'm going for it. I mean, I appreciate your opinion, but this is what I want.
This is what I want, and this is I'm going to follow my dream.
You're going to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Jessica. I don't want to keep you longer because I know you're busy and you
yeah,
have other things to attend to, but I just want to appreciate your time. Thank you for
yeah.
joining us today. And in case anyone needs to reach you, it's JBS Interior on Instagram. Do you have a Facebook page? It's just Instagram.
Same name.
Oh, same name. So JBS Interior on Facebook and on Instagram. Guys, go follow her page. Reach out
Yeah.
to her. She has amazing, amazing work. And
Yeah.
until next time, guys, bye.
Bye.